Hi everyone, my name is Larissa Ness, Certified Integrative Health Practitioner. I specialize in restoring gut health and replenishing nutrient deficiencies. And today I wanted to talk about sources of aluminum and why you want to avoid it. It affects the nervous system, it can affect the brain, it may play a role in infertility, it can reduce intestinal activity, so it can therefore potentially impact the digestive system. And seeing as I do specialize in gut health, I will tell you that I do see a lot of clients that struggle when they first come to me. They're coming to me because they're struggling with digestive issues and gut health issues, but they will also show up with high levels of aluminum and other heavy metals when they do a when they run a complete minerals and metals test with me. And actually the complete minerals and metals test uses a sample of hair because aluminum is best tested with a hair sample, but that's super convenient because you can just order a lab kit online and get your results. And if you are interested in anything like that, feel free to go to my website, larissaness.com, and check it out. But let's get into the sources of aluminum so you know where it's coming from and where you're being exposed. So it can be in drinks from aluminum cans like beer, soda. It's also found in food that's cooked in aluminum cookware. So something to think about, when you're upgrading your cookware, obviously we want to avoid things like Teflon, but also something to be considerate of is that aluminum's not good, especially if you're using a metal spatula, and you're scraping a lot. It's also found in aluminum containing antacids and medications. Use of antiperspirants and deodorants. You want to check your ingredients. I highly recommend going to ewg.org, Skin Deep. You can just Google that, EWG and Skin Deep, and it should pop up, but you can type in all the ingredients from your bath and your beauty products and see if it's potentially harmful. Drinking water, tap water, beware. Also, even Brita water filters have been found. Apparently, they can have aluminum in the filter. And also, aluminum is frequently used in municipal water because it binds to other heavy metals and like lead to help pull them down. Also baking powder, something to be aware of. It's also found in table salt. So you want to make sure you're using more of a natural sea salt, or I really like Redmond's real salt. But yeah, just standard table salt. It's used as a drying agent in salt and also other products. Aluminum is also found in processed cheese, so don't recommend eating any cheese that you can't pronounce the ingredients and recognize the ingredients. That really goes for all food in general, really. It's also found in bleached flour, so you want to stay away from white breads and processed flours. Fluoridated water also increases leaching of aluminum from the aluminum pots and pans, so that's something to keep in mind as well. So let's quickly talk about the symptoms and then other conditions that are associated with aluminum toxicity. So it can sometimes lead to headaches. They found flatulence and heartburn, even an aversion to meat, colic or silent reflux. And by the way, a lot of babies are now born with elevated levels of aluminum because it's been passed on from their mother in pregnancy. It can also cause dry skin and dry mucous membranes, also a tendency to get colds and to get sick a lot, and burning pain in the head that is relieved by food is also another symptom that's been associated. Later symptoms can include muscular conditions, loss of memory, mental confusion, and then there's some other possible conditions that have been associated with aluminum toxicity. So you can do more research on this, but those include Alzheimer's and dementia and anemia, ALS and Parkinson's disease, hypoparathyroidism, kidney dysfunction, liver dysfunction, colitis, and dental cavities even. So the best way to test is to run a hair test, and you can easily just get one online. through an integrative health practitioner like myself, and I sell all of these open to the public, larissanness.com. All you have to do is schedule a free little lab selection call, and we decide what your current health goals are and your current symptoms, and I'll real quickly give you my best recommendations for tests for you specifically. But that's all at my website, larissanness.com, and it's an easy hair test. You find a little spot underneath your hair where nobody can see, and you take that little sample and you send it to the lab, and you get personalized diet, lifestyle, and supplement recommendations specifically from me based on your test results. But it's super, super great. This particular test is called the Complete Minerals and Metals Test, which happens to be on sale this month. But it also looks at your nutrient minerals like calcium and magnesium, and your calcium to magnesium ratio, which is really, really important. Sodium, potassium, iron, copper, manganese, zinc, chromium, selenium. A lot of people don't realize that their thyroid issues can be caused from heavy metals actually pushing down their levels of selenium. So higher levels of heavy metals can be more of an issue in people if they don't have enough selenium too. So once again, you have that catch-22. But it also is going to look for lead and mercury and cadmium and arsenic and lots of other things. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, but you can check it out. Also, just one thing to keep in mind, if you do show up with higher levels, you can talk to your IHP about doing a more natural heavy metal protocol, and the one that I use actually helps to remove heavy metals, about 90 to 93% of it within about a 6 weeks time. So that's actually pretty quickly. And then sauna can be really, really helpful. That's something you can do, sweating a lot. But if you have access to a sauna, using that for about 19 minutes for about 4 to 5 times a week can be really, really helpful for getting out those toxic heavy metals. Okay, thanks so much for joining me. If you have any questions, I'd love to hear from you in the comments, or feel free to DM me. Join me on all the different socials. I'm now on TikTok as well, and I'd love to hear from you.